Days after Indian troops occupied strategic height on the south bank of the Pangong Tso Lake, the area appears to be on boil once again, with Chinese PLA claiming that the Indian troops had fired warning shots on Monday night, prompting it to take countermeasures to stabilize the situation. The Indian army, however, has denied these claims and instead blamed the Chinese for trying to escalate the situation. Now, the change in Chinese aggression and their tone and mood is actually because the Indian troops have actually occupied certain ridges and passes in the Chushul sector. Now, Chushul sector is very important for the Indian troops in this face-off with the Chinese. Now, our senior colleague Manraj joins us and tell us the importance of this sector. Manraj, if you can tell us if you can tell us the geographical feature of the Chushul sector.
The Chushul subsector lies south of the Pangong Tso Lake, and it consists of high mountain ridges and some passes, as well as a huge 2-kilometer long gap. So you have Blacktop, the hills that you may have heard of, Blacktop, Helmet Top, Gurung Hill and Magar Hill. Besides, there are two very important passes, the Rizzangla Pass, the Rekinla Pass, and this Spanger Gap that I mentioned earlier is about 2 kilometers wide. And of course, then you have the valley in which you have your airstrip, and there is Chushul village.
Okay, so what points the Indian troops have actually occupied in this Chushul sector, and how important it is, what advantage it gives to the Indian army?
Nishant, Chushul enjoys tremendous strategic and tactical importance because of its location and terrain, which make it a center for logistics deployment. This sector has plains that are a couple of kilometers wide where you can deploy mechanized forces, including tank. Its airstrip and connectivity by road to Leh add to its operational advantages. And it is among one of the 5 border personnel meeting points between the Indian Army and PLAs of China. It is here that representatives of two armies meet for regular interactions, and the last few meetings to ensure peace in this area have also been taking place here. Now, India has occupied the ridgelines. Indian troops have occupied the ridgelines, which is very good for a simple reason. This allows them to dominate not only the Chushul Bowl and Garda airstrip, but also it allows them a peep into the Moldo sector on the Chinese side. They also have a clear sight of the almost 2-kilometer long Pangur Gap, which I mentioned earlier, and which the Chinese used to come into India during 1962.
Historically speaking, how important this Chushul sector was in the 1962 war? Did the Chinese actually try to capture this sector during the 62 war?
Even 1962, it is very strange, but in 1962 as well, the Chinese came up to Galwan, and they also tried to capture the Chushul airfield. So this happened in November 1962. They came in large numbers. There were thousands of PLA soldiers who came there, and the airfield was defended in a battle which is one of the most famous last stands in Indian military history. It's called the Battle of Rizzangla. So there were around, I think, 120 Indian soldiers who defended this airfield, and out of them only 6 were left. 114 Indian soldiers died, including their company commander Major Shaitan Singh, who was later awarded the Paramveer Chakra. But we managed to defend the airfield, and the Chinese could not get the foothold into Chushul Valley. And very soon after this battle, the ceasefire took place and there was disengagement.
Okay, so what are the major challenges ahead for the Indian troops? Because winter is approaching, and of course there will be difficulty for them to keep hold on in this sector. What do you see the major challenges for the Indian troops now?
There are multiple challenges. The first and foremost is of an immediate flare-up. I'm told the forces are face to face, and it's not as if they are armed with batons. This time they are fully armed, they're fully equipped. So there could be a flare-up. But more important is the winter that is approaching. So winters in Chushul, winters in Leh tend to be very harsh. There are frequent snowstorms and the temperature nosedives to -30, -40. And the place where our troops are located right now, they are on the ridges. So it's very difficult to dig. You can't dig and fortify your position there. And you also need constant supply of food and water. Since there are no fortified defenses, you can't store your supplies for long. So while we have road connectivity from Leh to Chushul, but the last mile you need a porter. And I'm told these days villages are being very helpful and they are supplying the water, food, ration, etc. to our troops. But it will be difficult to carry on with it in the winters. Winters are going to be very tough.
Okay, thank you Manraj, thank you for your information. Well, that's all for now. For more news and update, keep logging on to IndianExpress.com.